Hi guys! So today's video is going to be the ruler of the books tag, and I was tagged by Beauty and her books. The idea behind this tag is that if you were the ruler of all the books, what decisions would you make about them? The first question is honestly the hardest one to answer because the question is, if you could make everybody read one specific book, what book would you make everyone read? That's honestly such a difficult question for me to answer because there are so many books that I think people should give a read, but I'm gonna have to go with a series that I think is really underrated and not enough people know about, and that would have to be The Strongbow Saga by Judson Roberts. These books are really, really good. They're historical fiction, and they're about this Viking chieftain who captured an Irish princess and took her in as his slave, and then they had a son together, and the story follows the son and the fact that he's born a slave even though he's the son of a chieftain and a princess. This character, his name is Halfdan, the story ends up being kind of about him trying to get his freedom, trying to make a name for himself, and trying to get revenge on some pretty bad dudes. I'm aware that the question was specific about there being one book you'd make everybody read, but I would make everybody read this entire series because even though the first book is really good, it's the most introductory, and I think every single one of the books gets better as it goes. Question number 2 is, what would you abolish about book construction? Okay, so I'm a bit picky when it comes to my book series all being the same format. If I start the series in paperback, I want them all to be paperback. Same goes for hardcover, and same goes for size. I don't have a preference either way to if the books are smaller or if they're bigger, but what drives me crazy is when I go to buy a book online thinking it's the same size as all the ones I own, and then it's just like the tiniest bit different in size. I know that this is not a big deal at all. They're books, they're meant to be read. It doesn't matter if they're slightly different in size, but oh my gosh, this drives me crazy. I constantly will look at my bookshelf and just see like this pretty series like this and this one that just hops up above the rest, and it just drives me nuts. So yeah, not important whatsoever, but if I had to abolish something, it would be that. Question number 3 is, if you could commission any author to write for you, what author would you commission? Okay, I think a lot of other people are going to agree with me when they hear my answer, which is Patrick Rothfuss. I have heard so many good things about Patrick Rothfuss's series, and currently the first 2 are out and the third one has no publication date in sight. I am really nervous to start those first 2 books because everybody I've ever talked to or watched on BookTube and stuff has nothing but praise for those books. So I'm really excited to read them, but I'm terrified that I'm gonna love them and that I'm never gonna get the next installment. So yeah, if I was the ruler, I mean, I wouldn't want to rush the guy, but I know everybody craves more of his writing. Question number 4 is, if you had to denote a book to the basement so you could make room for new books, what book would you denote? This question kind of makes me sad. I feel bad just being like, this book wasn't good enough for my shelf, but I'm gonna tweak the question a little bit to, if I had to take a book back into like a used bookstore or something so that I could get store credit to get new books, which I've already done with the series The Prince of Thorn books by Mark Lawrence. I mentioned this in my winter wrap-up, but this series is not bad. That is not why I would denote it. They're just really, really dark books, and they kind of bum me out a little bit, so I mean, I'm all for dark fantasy, gritty fantasy and stuff, but those, they cracked me. They were a little too much for me. Question number 5 is, which cover artist would you commission to make a mural for you? I'm gonna tweak this question a little bit too, and I'm gonna change it because of the fact that I am writing my own book, and if I could get the person who does the covers for the Darker Shade of Magic series to do the cover for my books, that would be awesome. If you haven't seen those covers, I'll show you really quick because I have the sleeves right here, but I just love the white. I think that anytime there's white in a cover, I'm already drawn to it. And I think that they're so unique, and the artwork is kind of creepy and dark, but they represent the books so well. And I love how cohesive they are from one to the next. They all match and they're all very similar, but unique enough to the specific book they're for. So I would commission that cover artist to do my cover for my book. Question number 6 is, if you could put any character's face on a coin, which character would you pick? I'm super proud of my answer for this one because I would pick Kelsier from Mistborn. If you guys have heard anything about the Mistborn series, you've probably heard about the magic system, which has to do with metals, and they often use coins to push and pull from, meaning like if they toss a coin, then when they jump they can almost like go off of it and almost kind of like fly a little bit. So that fact, coupled with the fact that Kelsier is this awesome character who is kind of sort of viewed as a savior to a lot of these repressed people, makes him perfect to be put on a coin. The last question, question number 7, is if you could give the Ruler of the Book award to any book, which book would it be? I think originally this question was asking if you could give that award to any book that you read in the year of 2016, but it's now 2017, so I'm gonna pick, out of all the books I've read so far this year, Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I don't usually like standalone books. I don't usually think that there's enough within them to get to flesh out all the characters and the plot and build up the world and everything like series do, but that book as a standalone is amazing. It totally took me off guard, and it was really super depressing, which I love. Anyway, there you go guys, there is my Ruler of the Books tag. Thank you so much to Beauty and her books for tagging me, and now I'm gonna tag a bunch of people. So many in fact that I have to read them off of a piece of paper because I would forget somebody if I didn't. Penny and Books, Book Cravings, Color Me Read, That Bookie, Brian Bookland, Lauren Mays, Sylvia K, Pages and Pens, Stacy's Bookish Prob, and Library of Amy. All of these people have awesome channels, so I'm gonna link them in the description bar down below so that you guys can go check them out. If you guys liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the little bell icon so you get notified when I post new videos, and check out some more of my videos right over here. Thanks so much for watching, and if you want to do this tag, totally go ahead, go for it, and let me know in the comment section down below what your answers to these questions would have been. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye.